Hey guys, so I'm back with a new video. First off, I'm going to start off is my primer. It's from Wet n Wild. I'm not sure exactly what the product is called, but I'll put it in the description down below. I'll be taking like a little bit. I will be taking like a little bit and put it on my problem areas and rub it in until it feels like a silicone. And then I'll be taking my foundation. It's Maybelline Better Skin Foundation with the damp beauty blender, and then I'll be taking like a old makeup palette, and then I'll apply the foundation, not apply it, but put the foundation on top so it'll be easier to know how much I used. And then I'll be taking a foundation brush and then I'll apply it to my face. I feel like this helps with coverage. If you want extra coverage, you should do this, and you won't have to go in with the second layer, because sometimes the second layer doesn't really like give you a flawless finish. So then after this, I'll take my damp beauty blender and blend it all out. I also go back with the foundation brush and take a little bit of product and apply it to the places I need extra coverage. And I just blend it out with my beauty blender. So take the side of the beauty blender and go over my foundation, just so it picks up any excess product and it doesn't look so cakey. Now I'm taking my chapstick and I am applying it with a Q-tip. I'm taking my DipBrow and I'm gonna apply that with the angled brush. I'm gonna be taking a spoolie to brush out my eyebrows. Then I take the extra product from the brush and then use it in the front of my brow so it looks faded and more natural. Then I'm taking my Maybelline Concealer Age Rewind and taking a tapered brush to carve out my eyebrows. Then I take a fluffy brush to blend out the concealer so it's not so harsh. Then I take a flat top brush to set my face. And this is the Sephora Powder, not Power. And I'm not sure which shade this is in, but I'll list it below. Now I'm taking my eyeshadow primer. It's from Smashbox, and I'm going to apply that with my fingers. Then I'm going to take the same fluffy brush I used to blend out my concealer, and I'm going to be taking that white color from Morphe, and then I'm just going to set the eyeshadow primer I put on. Also, I didn't even notice how far I was, so I scooted up more up to the camera so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, and then I'm going to be taking that orangey color and then apply that to my crease. And I'm not blending this out, I'm just applying it to warm up the crease. It's like a transition color. Now I'm going to be taking a more dense brush and applying that brown color, and then I'm going to be applying that into my crease, but I'm also blending it out so it doesn't look so harsh. Now I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush, like it's more dense so it gets in the crease so it blends out everything and it looks more blended instead of harsh. I also take a pencil brush and I'm going to be packing on a darker, like a chocolate brown onto my lid. I wasn't really sure how dark I wanted this, so throughout the whole video I packed it on as I was blending. Then I go back with the same white fluffy brush, and then I just start blending everything out. I wanted everything to look more subtle than more, I didn't want it to look dramatic, if that makes sense. Then I take that same color and then I apply it on the white one, and I just go a little bit into the crease just to define it a little bit more because it got diffused from so much blending I did. Then I take another brush to do more blending so it looks more, you know, blended. Then I take an orange concealer and then apply that to my dark circles. This helps it like erase them basically. So when you do this, this helps everything. Then I take my ring finger and then I will, wait, that's not my ring finger, that's my middle finger. And then I'll take my finger and blend this all out, and then take a beauty blender to make sure everything's blended. And then I also take the same concealer I used to carve out my eyebrows to highlight and conceal my bags, of course. I also take this concealer and put on the bridge of my nose lightly and on my chin. Then I take the same damp beauty blender I used for my foundation and blend out my concealer. I also use the same concealer and the same tapered brush I used for my eyebrows and clean up the eyeshadow. To make a straight line, I would use tape, but I didn't have any, so I use concealer. Then I take a more precise beauty blender and blend out that harsh line of concealer I put. Then I take my NYC loose setting powder and I bake my under eyes. First I go in with the beauty blender to blend out any creases that have been already created, and then I'll take the powder and start baking. I forgot to blend out the concealer on the bridge of my nose and chin, so that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to be taking my powder brush, the one I use for my foundation, to set it just so my contour can go on a little bit more smoother and not so muddy. Then I'm going to be taking a flat contour brush and then using my Shade and Light palette. And to contour, there's only one shade, so didn't really have to list it or say which one I'm using. Now I'm just going to be contouring my cheekbones and warming up the face. So one day I got too much setting powder on the highest point of my cheekbone, and that day my highlight was so popping like you don't even know. So ever since that day I've been doing this, and all I do is apply the setting powder to the highest points of my cheekbones. Then I apply it under my contour to clean it up and make it look clean and not messy, you know? Then I'm taking a contour brush and then I'm going to be bronzing up my face with my Color Effects contour palette. It's the number 1, not the number 2. For blush, I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. palette in a small angled brush. It's really loose, it's not really stiff. And I'm going to apply that to my cheekbones and blend it in as I go in with my contour. I'm going to contour the nose with the same flat brush I used, and I'm going to be lightly contouring, and then I'm going to be blending it out with the Beauty Blender. And then I'm going to highlight the bridge of my nose with the shade Who Knows. I'll put it in the description down below. Taking a more small brush so I can get into the small areas. Then I'm going to be taking I think it's a blush brush they called it, but hey, I use it to wipe off my setting powder, so that's what I'll be doing. And I'm kind of blending it too, so I can make sure everything looks good and I don't get a white cast and flash. Then I'm going to take a stippling brush and blend out my contour, blush, and bronzer. For highlight, I'm going to be taking Mary Luminizer by The Balm, and I'm going to apply this with a fan brush, and I'm going to apply this on my nose, the highest points of my cheeks. Then I'm going to take a small tapered brush to set my concealer, and I'm going to be taking the same shade I used for the bridge of my nose. And for eyeliner, I'm going to be taking my e.l.f. liquid eyeliner, and I'm just going to line my eyes. I'm going to do my liquid eyeliner, I guess. I don't know how to say it. I'm going to do my eyeliner. So I take off a little bit of product on the tube thing, and then I'll go and line my eye, the beginning of my eye, and I'll make it really thin. I don't start off too thick. I don't like a thick wing. That doesn't look nice on my eye shape. And then I'm going to curl my lashes to prep them for mascara and for them to look more dramatic, voluminous. Then I'm going to be taking a waterproof mascara and then my regular mascara. Waterproof just helps the length. And then I'm going to be taking my mascara and applying it. Then I'm going to be taking that same tapered brush, and I'm going to be taking the first transition color I used. I'm going to apply that to my lower lash, and then I'll be taking for my lip liner, I'm going to be taking Sonia Kashuk, and then I'll be wiping off all the chapstick and then line my lips. And then for lipstick, I take the e.l.f. matte lip color. I have no idea what shade this is in. And then I'll be taking, this is for your crease, but I'm gonna be taking the same highlight color and apply that into my inner corner. This is the final look. Please give a like. Check the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.
On my cell phone.